Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Mr. Connor R. Sullivan, coming at you with some practice tips and performance advice for the GMEA High School Concert Band grades 9 through 10 Euphonium Lyrical Etude for the 2024-2025 school year. I hope you find this video useful and helpful in your practice, and best of luck to you on your audition. Alright, let's get started. Now, the first thing you always want to look at when reading an etude like this is what's in the top left of the music here. We have andante cantabile, quarter note equals 84, 3/4 time, and 3 flats in the key signature. Now, if you don't know what andante cantabile means, it's as simple as this. Andante means slow, like at a walking pace, and cantabile means in a singing style. So think of it as if you were a vocalist singing through this etude. What would be the phrasing and musical approach? Andante cantabile, slow and singing. Alright, next we have 3/4 time. And just to review, that means we have 3 beats per measure where the quarter note gets the beat, 3/4. And finally, 3 flats means we're in the key of E flat major. If you're not sure how to figure out the key, one easy trick is to look at your scales and see what scale matches the key of your etude. And voila, your key is E flat. This means we have B flat, E flat, and A flat, and every other note is natural unless otherwise notated. Now there's another way of figuring out how to find the key with any key signature, but I won't go over that right now in this video. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. Now let's get into the music some more. I always encourage my students to identify patterns, similarities, and think more deeply about music than just what the notes and rhythms are. For example, are there any places where the music resembles a scale or an arpeggio? Any intervals that repeat, or do any themes appear multiple times? Looking for these things, 1, makes the etude less intimidating after the first glance. 2, allows you to make musical decisions based on these repeated themes, scales, motifs, etc. And 3, it makes the etude more interesting and helps give more of a performance mindset in your preparation. Now let's talk about the time signature, 3/4. In every time signature, there are strong and weak beats, and sometimes there can be beats that aren't quite strong beats, but not weak beats either. In the case of 3/4, we have beat 1, beat 2, and beat 3. Beat 1 is going to be a strong beat, as is the case with pretty much every time signature. Beat 2 is going to be a weak beat, and although you might think that 3 is another weak beat, it's actually more of a medium strong beat. The reason it's not a weak beat like beat 2 is because we want to think of it as leading through the end of the measure to the next strong beat 1. Think of a waltz, which is kind of a faster dance in 3, where we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, where that third beat always leads to the next measure. Even at a slow tempo of 84, we can think of the music in this way, and that'll help you stand out in the audition room. As far as dynamics and musicality goes, there's not a whole lot written already, except for this first piano, crescendo to forte, and then back down to piano at the end. That means it's our job to add music to the etude and make it more interesting. Imagine if you went to a concert and they played at one volume the whole time. It wouldn't be very interesting, right? And you might even put the judges to sleep if you played your etude exactly how it's written here. So my advice is use this concept of the 3/4, how you identify repeated themes or rhythms, etc., and really just intuition to make musical decisions. For example, this first phrase repeats almost exactly in the line immediately below it. So we can add some dynamics like this, and we have the option of doing the same thing for the second time it happens down here, or we can do something completely different. I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, but I will encourage you to make your own musical decisions and be confident in them. Always make sure that they come through in your playing. I would also recommend recording yourself often, whether you have the best mic ever or record from your phone's mic. It doesn't really matter as long as you're listening to yourself frequently. And if the dynamic contrast and musicality is coming through on the recordings clearly, they'll definitely come across to the judges too. My final bit of advice to you is to start by practicing slowly and focusing on accuracy in all ways. You'll be judged on tone quality, technique, rhythmic accuracy, articulation/style, dynamic/phrasing, and interpretation/tempo. So it's important to make sure you're not only playing the etude in time and with the right rhythms, but that the tone is the best quality for every note, and the phrasing works, and all these little details have to be there in order to have a successful audition. If you put in the time during your practice sessions to perfect every aspect of this etude, I think you'll be proud of the work you put into it, be rewarded with the satisfaction of good practice, and hopefully with a position in the honor band, maybe even advancing to the next round for the all-state audition. I think that's about everything I have time for in this video, but if you'd like some more in-depth practice methods and advice, let me know in the comments. I might be able to put out some more videos with more specific commentary if there's interest. Thanks for watching, and I hope you find this video useful and helpful in your preparation for the audition. Happy practicing, and I'll see you on the next one.